Alright guys, today we're going to be working on taking the Black Widows off. Got a pipe system put on, I'll show you in just a second. But I'm going to start disassembling all this. It's a full header back system, transverse muffler, so hopefully quieten it down a little bit and make it a little more bearable for everybody to ride in. And also get tailpipes back on it and make it a little bit more friendly for the family. Let me show you what we got going on over here for the new system. So again, it's Pypes. It's SGF70S. I'll put that down in the description somewhere. And then I also got these tips. These are the 5.9s, I believe. Let's see if I can double check that. Yeah, EVT 5.9s. So this is the shorter version of the tip. Get one of these out without messing it up. They have a longer version as well. Hopefully this is the one I was looking for. I'm not really sure there, but I don't want them to stick too far out, but I would like to have something there. Never had any style of tip on this car. It ended below the quarter last time when I did have MagnaFlows on it. So put that back in there. Let me see if I can get this other box open to show you the actual exhaust kit. All right, so this is the polished stainless kit. So this stuff's got a really nice look to it. I'm gonna have to sort all this out, but just looking at them, the welds look nice. We'll see how it all goes together and fits. And there's the muffler for it. Again, all got a super good look. This definitely has some weight to it. This is their Race Pro. It's supposed to not really hinder any flow there. True straight through path on both of those. We'll see how that works out. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get the old Black Widows off. And then I think I'm gonna have to move a few of the lines back here, clean some of that up where I didn't have that issue before. And then we'll start working our way from the back to the front, getting this new installed. Let me bring you and show you what I've got to at this point. Mufflers are off. Passenger side was really easy. Driver side was kind of on there pretty good. Got me a couple boards stacked up there. I need to get some of those Harbor Freight stands since I've got the lift now to help work and hold things while I'm under here. But anyways, you can see where I cut this before from the original system to make the Black Widows work, and they sound great, but they're super noisy. And my little boy doesn't want to be in it. My wife doesn't want to be in it. And I don't get much time to drive it alone, so here we are. But I've got everything pretty much pulled from up here, bolt-wise, so I'm going to get ready. O2 sensors disconnected. Finish pulling these bolts, slide this out, and then I'll get to cleaning up the back area and getting the new system on. All right, it's out. I'm gonna move all this stuff out, find something soft to lay across the floor through here. That way I can start laying the new pieces out just to kind of get an idea of how that's gonna go together. And hopefully I can put this together a little cleaner than what the muffler shop did with this. I don't like that transition there they had, but I've got a new bung inside the house I've got to get. That's gonna have to be drilled and welded in. But yeah, go from there. got most of this laid out. Gonna do some digging, kind of figure out which way these lay out. I think I got the end pieces here right, but I'm not sure if this goes top or bottom or which way we got that set up. It's got a little bit of a kind of odd dent on these two here, but I think that's actually from shipping. The box was a little messed up there when it came in. Not a big deal, it's not gonna hurt anything. But overall, this looks really nice. Excited to get this put on. So I'm gonna open up this box here. This should be hardware hangers. They also give you of course, sticker, install instructions for a QR code, like everybody else anymore, no paper. And then there's a hat too, but my 5-year-old's already confiscated that. Only open the box up. Normal hangers, just stainless. I got some self-tappers, more hangers. This should be clamped, which is similar to what I had. Got a whole lot more of them. So they included a few more than what the other kit had. Somewhere I should have some factory style tailpipe. Okay. So that should be the same muffler. And then this one's different. Let's see what's in it. Yeah, this is the rear ones I was looking for. I'll have to get all the old stuff off that I wasn't really using in that area. But show this. This should go just like that, and then that'll bolt up to the side of the rear rail back there, and then our tip should go on the end of this if I'm thinking right. So that out. So I'll finish unboxing this. I'm gonna, I guess, scan the QR code to see, because I think it's opposite, but I'm gonna scan it. We'll see which way goes in and out for each side, notate that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I've got these pipes laid out the right way. I don't want to take this up and down a whole lot and scratch it up if I don't have to. So hangers are in up there, seen all that before. Got the tailpipes mounted. All this is still loose. I think the driver's side is gonna need to go up a click. But I'm not sure if it's that or just the thickness there of the one on the right. Either way, adjust that. That's tucked up pretty good where it should be. Tailpipe over there is mounted. All those are in. Let's go under. Really need some of those stands. But anyways, and I've got fuel line here. I'm gonna reroute that. I had to disconnect the filter / regulator. All that was right there in that middle where this muffler went. It's definitely a tight squeeze. I mean, it's got a gap there, but not much. Again, everything's still really loose. Just trying to mock everything. So I've got it to the point that coming down. I gotta fight with this one a little more. That doesn't want to come back, but I'm gonna have to trim that anyways because that X is landing too close. Gotta check again, but I want to say it's like 8 to 10 inches behind the transmission. But I'm gonna go back, double check that math, measure that out, and then I did have to get this part today. So the factory, or not factory, what came off of it, as you can see, was sectioned together there at the front, up in this area, and where it bolted up to the headers. Whoever put it on before just did a really, in my opinion, crappy job there, but we'll see how this turns out before I completely judge. So I've got to do that, weld in the O2 sensor in the new pipe. But anyways, these are a much nicer looking transition. This is also from Pypes, and it's also polished to match the rest of the exhaust. So again, I'll probably go ahead and mount these just loosely so I can see where that's gonna end up. And then I'm gonna have to play around a little bit with that X and the bends there to get everything connected up. And then I'll pull this back off and weld in my O2 sensor. So we're good in there. All right, so went ahead and shortened this pipe, cut that back, sitting roughly 8 inches or close to it there. This side will bolt up fine. This side, or vice versa, whichever way you flip it, this side does not fit right up. If you, see if I can get these two pieces together. There we go. So this side, slide that there, rotate this up. It's pretty far over, so that needs to get extended. So my plan here, after doing some thinking, as bad as I don't want to do this because everything's polished, and I don't have a TIG welder, I don't know how to TIG. It's on my list of things to learn, but not today. So if I put that piece there, and then put this piece here, and weld those two together, somewhere roughly right about there, then that piece there will line up. And then I can just cut this one back pretty far, and hopefully that'll work. So that's what I'm working on now. Got a few pieces of scrap metal tubing that I cut off the back of this that I'm gonna try to dial in the welder best I can. I've got a MIG welder, and pray for the best. So again, I'm just gonna weld this one to the other. Hopefully that's the only weld I have to do. and do it as clean as I can, but that's the easiest way I can think to make all this line up. All right, so went ahead and did a few things. I'm fighting a head cold today, so apologize for that. But anyways, got this cut down. That was done, I think, the last time. Ended up cutting probably 5 or 6 inches off the back of this to get it to line up where it needed to be. I did have to weld here like I talked about. I don't love it, but I was able to get a solid weld on it. It's clean inside and it's sealed, so that was my big thing. This side's bolted up. I don't have a gasket or anything in there yet, just getting everything fit, but that's bolted. And then over here, since I extended this pipe out a little bit, I ended up cutting down the front. As you can see here, this one's longer, it comes back. I left it full length. This one over here, I had to cut down, but everything's bolting up now. So when we go to the back, I gotta throw a muffler hanger or 2 on it and then start clamping everything down. And the only thing I've got to do back up here is gonna be putting the O2 bung in for that. And I may switch to the passenger side just because it's got a better straight shot there that I wouldn't be going through 2 layers and it'd be a little further back. So I think I'm gonna move that to this side and go somewhere right through here with that. Other than that, I can finally start buttoning this up and hear how it sounds. So I picked up these band clamps just to try to get a better seal everywhere and make sure everything's covered. These have a polished finish as well, so it should match pretty good. It's a Amazon special, so we'll see how these hold up, but I'll start throwing these on. All right, so for my rear hangers, I went back where the factory mount was, ran a bolt through that, cut the rubber hanger, like a universal they sent with it down, put a rounded edge on the back side. I'll try to get a shot of that on the next one. Nut there to kind of space it, and then this off. And it should hold it fine. I don't have to drill any new holes or really fabricate anything for it. We'll see how it works. Can always change it if need be. Got my rounded edges. This one had to go all the way down to 1. So hopefully I didn't go too short. All right, so updates. It's been a few days since I've been out and worked on this. Couple of things, small things I didn't record here that I will try to get on the back side. The driver's side, I did go too short like I was worried about once I got it adjusted out. It just had a little bit of a slant to it. I got a replacement hanger. That one, for some reason, didn't match even though it was the same brand. So this one, as you can see, the top tore out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this light down a little bit where it's not shining back so bright. What I'm going to do is I've got 2 off of Amazon specials that I think will work. And I'm going to redo both of these. And then we should be good to go. I can put the other tip on finally and hopefully be done with this thing. I'm tired of exhaust work. This hasn't been horrible, but I'm ready to drive this thing. All right, so here's my Amazon specials. So these are metal, so I don't have to worry about the top tearing out of it. So I gotta mark this. It's probably gonna come down to 1, but I'm gonna double check that. They've got a little bit of an isolation there with the rubber. And then same as the other, it's got like a little L lip on the bottom to hook under the hanger. So got 2 of these for the price of 1 of the ones that came with the pipes, and these should work just fine. So let's see how this goes. All right, quick updates. So if you're looking at these, this is the one that came out, and as you can see, where I cut this. This is actually the replacement one I had. I got too close there, and when I tightened everything up, didn't have enough on the top there, it busted through. So, but one of the differences is this has got a curved radius there to follow the pipe and the hanger. This one, not so much. It's kind of squared off. It's got a little bend to it, but not near what the other is. So I'm kind of weighing options here, whether I want to fight with switching these, because also this is the length I need. So truly where this bolts, or where this is fastened, is where I need to put the bolt through to keep the muffler at the same height it's at and not cause a lot more issues. So I got to contemplate a few things here, but one of them is maybe either taking a piece of this flat stock that I'm no longer using for another project and cutting it, or cutting somewhere up through here and bolting to the bottom rubber hole that still has plenty, and then going back with my top hole through the metal. Not what I love to do, but don't think you'll ever see it. And that might be the easiest option to keep from really switching everything out. So if somebody has a different idea, feel free to comment, but by that point, this will be done and hopefully on the road. All right, so let me show you the finished deal. I'm not gonna start it tonight because it's late, but we'll do a code start in the morning, listen to it, and I have two things I'm gonna change, and I'll show you that. So this is the finished look out the back. And one of what I'm gonna change is these clamps here. I don't love them, especially this side's a little lower. It's close to this leaf spring. I've got clearance, but I'm gonna switch it to the same clamps as everywhere up on the front side. My hanger, I don't know if you can see it up there, but that worked out through. Everywhere else, and I think I got a clip of this earlier, I'll have to go back and double check. I did these band clamps on, lap band clamps. These worked out good. These were Amazon. I think it was like 15 bucks for a pair, or 30 for 4. And I need to buy more of those because I used them here on both connections, here and here. And then I went ahead and used it here and here. The one spot I had to weld, as previously mentioned, to extend that pipe, and then where I welded in the O2 sensor. Not the prettiest, but I've got confidence it's sealed and it'll work. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. We'll see how it sounds tomorrow. And like I said, I'll order 2 more clamps and this will finally be done.